Hello, welcome to the weather update. It is May the 9th, and it actually turned out to be a pretty decent day across the area. Some passing clouds off to the south there, as you see in that satellite image. But other than that, the sunshine, nice blue skies out there for a good part of the day. And again, some clouds, intermittent cloudiness, rolling through. This is what the MODIS satellite looked like. You could see some cloud, mainly over the east end. If you were west or north, you were mostly sunny for a good part of the day. And here's what it looked like in the afternoon. And then again later on, you could see the clouds kind of over the east end, and they kind of just came in waves. Some of them went over New Jersey, but for the most part, a mostly sunny day, especially if you're north and west. No clouds at all, absolutely none to speak of. And sort of like what it looked like when I left in the afternoon here. We did have a nice blue sky, and I went over to Southard's Pond. Of course, we did. The time I went to Southard's Pond, we had some of these pretty ultracumulus clouds kind of coming in. And like I said, they came in waves, so it was clear, and then we had these clouds kind of come in and come through, and then clear again toward the evening, where I went and I spent some time outside at the Massapequa Lake. So, and it was completely clear again once the sun set. So, very nice day today. Could have actually gone to the Pine Barrens are a little further east, so I might have had to deal with the clouds. It looked like it was clear if I wanted to go to New Jersey. I don't know. I don't know if I got the nerve to go to New Jersey. But anyway, let's go and look at the current conditions outside right now. And it's pretty cool out there. We got temperatures in the mid-50s across the area. Wind gusts from the northeast still in the 28 mile an hour range, so still pretty breezy out there with that low off to the south. And again, there it is right here on the satellite. You can sort of see that low right there getting pushed off to the south. We just go maybe an eastern U.S. view. Could take this out just a little bit. They have an eastern U.S. view. They have U.S. Atlantic coast, so we can look at that. This is the whole coast here, and you can, again, see that low out there in the ocean getting pushed to the south. So, again, current conditions outside, temperatures are in the mid-50s. We've got dry airs, too. If I put the dew points in, you'll see dew points down. Wow, teens. That is very low. Very low dew points on Long Island. 10-degree dew point at Islip, it looks like. And to the north, we have some single digits. Dew points are significantly higher over New Jersey, interestingly enough, I guess, because the air is picking up moisture off the ocean with that northeasterly wind. But, still dry air. So let's take a look at Islip right now. 54, dew point 10. Northeast wind at 22, gusting to 29. Good thing we had all that rain, otherwise we'd have to worry about brush fires. And heck, we could still have some if the the Pine Barrens do dry out pretty quickly. Sort of like what it looked like during the day. We got into the mid to upper 60s today. You can see those low dew points, especially as you got later on in the day. The dew points really dropped down to the 18-degree range. And you can see Islip reporting some clear skies, actually, earlier on in the morning, and then some more clouds as came in the afternoon. As they rotated around there. But we were clear for a good part. Look at these wind gusts, though. Pretty impressive here. Northeast to north wind gusts. Pretty impressive. There were some scattered high clouds throughout the morning and afternoon, and then we had a little more of the mid-level clouds into the later part of the afternoon. But all in all, pretty nice day today compared to what we had to deal with the past 3 days with all the rain. So let's go look at what the highs were today and the lows. So first start off with the highs. And you'll see it looks like 67 at Islip. Looks like we have temperatures around, highs got to around 70 western parts of Long Island. And then New Jersey, it looks like mid to upper 60s, 67 for a high at Lakehurst. So temperatures it was warmer further inland, but by the coast, that northeast wind had a tendency to keep things cooler. Let's see, but in the middle of Nassau, we got up to 72, so it wouldn't surprise me. 70 at Farmingdale, so, again, further inland, away from the water. But again, out east, more like mid-60s, and if you're out, in Suffolk County, mid-60s, but if you're out on the Forks, you're only dealing with upper 50s, again, with that northeast wind, and more clouds. They have more clouds out there, too. So that also makes a difference as well. So let's go look at the low temperatures for today. Let's get those low temperatures on here, shall we? So pretty cold all over. Temperatures got down to the mid 40s for the day. The lows weren't that much below normal. If we look at the split, the normal high and low split for the day, if we go to Islip and get to the daily climate report for Islip, you'll see that normal low is, let's see, where's the normal here? 49. So yeah, we were below normal. 49. Not that much off. Normal observed value is 44. But the high for the day, 68, was actually 2 degrees above normal. Normal high is supposed to be 66. So, but it just gives you an idea of what the normals are supposed to be for this time of the year. So there's that monster low pressure system there, and you're going to see it kind of just sitting there offshore, tight pressure gradient, that high squeezing down, giving a tight pressure gradient, especially to the south of us. But for the most part, we're staying dry, and we should stay mostly sunny as well. That high builds in and stays with us. Here we are Thursday. It starts getting into a different position, starts moving offshore as we head into Friday, and that's what's going to bring in more of that return flow, that warmer flow, and that moisture from the low will actually come right back at us again, just in time for the weekend again, though it won't be like what we had. So with that, let's go and look at the latest HRRR model. And obviously, we're staying dry. You can see those tight isobars there. The south, some showers offshore to the south, well to the south of and east of Long Island. Nothing for us to worry about. It looks like Wednesday, it's even further away. So now we still stick with that northeast flow. So here's your dew point and wind flow. Northeast winds stay. We pretty much stay with the northeast winds. Maybe they come a little more easterly tomorrow, maybe. So maybe it'd be a little bit cooler than today. Maybe a little bit. They bend a little more easterly. And then for Wednesday, they pretty much stay in the easterly direction. So dry air, maybe a little less bone dry tomorrow, maybe with that easterly. But I think it's still going to be fairly dry with these low dew points. Very dry air with that northeast wind here. So temperatures tonight, that wind stays up, so no radiation or cooling. We'll have lows probably in the mid to upper 40s. And then for tomorrow, similar highs to today. By the coast, cooler. Again, central, northern, North Shore, northern Nassau County, probably near 70. New York City, near 70. Interesting, though, off the Jersey Shore, it might actually wind up being cooler because that east wind actually has to go across all of Long Island before it gets to Nassau County. But if you have an east wind in the Jersey Shore, like in Toms River or Ocean County, that's actually going to be cooler for you. And so you might have highs only in the it's indicating here temperatures may only be in the low 60s and max tomorrow, perhaps. Maybe not even upper 50s, whereas Long Island, the coastal areas, obviously Suffolk County out east will be cooler, but it's interesting that it's showing more of a stronger sea breeze effect in New Jersey for whatever reason, and Long Island being there may be more clouds over there, though. That may be why. We have to look at the skies and see. But anyway, and then tomorrow night, dropping back again to the 40s, and then for Wednesday, a similar deal here. And again, showing cooler in New Jersey for whatever reason. That might be due to cloud cover again. And we go to the GFS. Show the same thing here. So here's a GFS. Little less of a sea breeze effect, but I still think it'll be cool with that east wind by the water. Definitely, it'll be similar to today, maybe a touch cooler depending on if there's more clouds or not. We'll have to look at that, especially if you're in Jersey. And then, here's the GFS, pretty much showing the same story, and again showing that cooler conditions along the Jersey Shore. And here we are Thursday, warming up a little bit, maybe especially inland. It's gonna be one of those times where it could be like near 80 in Maine, and it'll be cooler. It'll actually be cooler in Toms River than it will be in Maine. And again, that's because of the easterly wind, probably. And moving this along into Friday, you can see it starts warming up here, and we'll start getting to that southerly flow, which will warm things up. for the weekend. Though nothing really, no real crazy warmth for us. If we look at the dew point here on this, just to show you the dew point on this, and you can see again easterly, northeasterly winds. We stay with those northeasterly to easterly winds pretty much, and we stick with them. We're dealing with them again on Wednesday. And you see some of the gusty conditions probably tomorrow as well. Wednesday, maybe a little less gusty. And then by Thursday, the winds will become more light from the east, and you'll start seeing some more of that moisture come into the area. And here we are with that southerly flow coming, and that'll bring those rain chances as we get into the weekend. So let's now go to the skies, and we'll have to go through a couple of models because there's a lot of disagreement on where these clouds wind up. This is tomorrow, and it keeps the clouds pretty much. The GFS keeps the clouds just to the south. And you can see maybe some more clouds over New Jersey, but keeps most of Long Island clear, and if you're north and west, should be mostly sunny. But then it kind of throws some clouds in for the evening. Then the clouds move away again. Here's Wednesday. Wednesday, it seems to want to start off with sun and then back those clouds back into the area. And then for Thursday, kind of on the periphery here. So it's kind of tricky. I'm thinking we should avoid the clouds, but this is the GFS, which is a low resolution model. And we have a lot of other models to look at. So let's go now to the NAM. And again, there's disagreement with these models. This is the 18Z NAM, all right? Clouds kind of off just to the south. Here's tomorrow, and you can see it looks like Long Island avoids it, but we might start seeing some clouds come in from time to time. And again, mostly the mid-level variety. Denser if you're in New Jersey. Here's Wednesday. Wednesday you could see a similar type of setup where these clouds kind of just skirt by off to the south. It's just with the storm that's kind of parked out over there. But for the most part, I think we should have mostly sunny skies, passing cloud or two, mostly mid-level clouds. This should show, if we go to middle cloud, actually it's not showing them as middle, it's showing them as high. But I think these are more like mid-level clouds, honestly. There's probably, let's see, showing them as high probably, right? Let's see. These models. Not showing them as high either. I guess it's showing them as low clouds. All right, so maybe marine stratocumulus. Yeah, it's showing them as low clouds. So at least this is what the NAM is showing them up as. They look more like altocumulus to me when I look at them. But maybe high base stratocumulus. But other than that, they're not going to be ugly looking clouds. They're kind of pretty actually. So when you're not going to be dealing with those like ugly contrail type clouds. All right, so that's the NAM. Now we go to the RGM, and we'll go to the total cloud on the RGM here, and you can see it's just a lot of disagreements. This is the RGM. RGM seems to want to keep, again, the clouds just off to the south shore and kind of throws some back in the afternoon a little bit, and then the same thing would happen for Wednesday. So it's really just it's very strange setup. Here's Thursday. Still kind of keeping the clouds just to the south. Very, very odd, very strange setup for sure. I mean, where these clouds line up, I mean, it's a matter of miles, But generally, if you want to have the clear skies and you go upstate or into Connecticut or something like that, further south and east you go, the more likely you're going to be dealing with clouds. Again, I think that's why it's going to be cooler in New Jersey because I think there'll be more clouds over there. So, yeah, we're not done yet with the cloud models because I want to go to Vent2Sky and the windy.com model because we're going through all of them because that's the main thing. That's going to be the challenge to forecast, is just where these clouds wind up. The temperatures, the winds, that, we're going to be pretty sure as to where that's going to be. But it's tough to figure out with these clouds what they're going to do. So this is now the HRRR model. We're looking at Vent2Sky. This is showing the temperatures as of 10 tomorrow. Let's move this along to 1 o'clock. So again, you'll see a little warmer northern Nassau, cooler east end, South and cooler in New Jersey because I think there'll be more clouds. So let's pop the clouds up here and see. Yeah, it actually has a lot of us dealing with clouds tomorrow. This is the HRRR, and again, has us just on the northern fringe. It's really just hard to forecast where this is going to wind up. And it kind of pushes it south again by the afternoon again. It's really hard to say where this is going to wind up. And it's mainly because of the wind direction. I think because we had more of a northeast flow, it pushes the clouds south. Winds go more east, it kind of pushes the clouds in. So it's really tricky to forecast. Let's go to Wednesday with the cloud cover. And similar deal. It's just very hard to set. It looks like Wednesday it has less of the clouds around us. Has it clearer over Long Island, a little lighter winds, perhaps. But really tricky to forecast where this is going to wind up. And you can see here's Wednesday, and you can see the clouds kind of coming in. That easterly flow kind of keeps the clouds over New Jersey a little more, and then kind of rolls them back again. This is the actually ICON cloud model that we're using here. All right. But you'll notice as we head into Wednesday, the winds aren't so bad. Now we're only seeing wind gusts up to 20 miles an hour, versus when we go to Tuesday, we're still dealing with these strong winds just to the south. Like I said, if you're just to the south, like over Tom's River, Atlantic City, this is where you're dealing with. It's closer to the storm. This is where you're dealing with these stronger winds. And again, the temperatures, here's the temperatures tomorrow. And you can see warmer inland, cooler at the coast, particularly east end. We move this off to Wednesday, and we're seeing temperatures similar temperatures here, generally in the upper 60s to around 70, which is slightly above normal for this time of the year. Now, I got one more cloud model to go through, and then we'll wrap up this weather update. That's the main challenge. So don't be upset if you see a lot of clouds around tomorrow, depending on where you are, especially if you're on Long Island or at the Jersey Shore. But if you're north and west, if you're Hudson Valley, northern New Jersey, Connecticut, especially upstate, you should have mostly sunny conditions. So it will be warmer for you, being that you're away from the ocean. So you'll probably reach 70 degrees, which is a little above normal for this time of the year. So this is the windy.com model now, the European model. This kind of shows where the strongest winds are. Again, here you go. These strong winds offshore. Look at that. And there's some rough surf off at the beaches too, and that's going to continue tomorrow. So here's that windy model tomorrow, and you can see very similar to today with the way the wind flow is set up here. Very similar. Stronger winds if you're on the Jersey Shore. Now let's see how this does with clouds. So this has 11 a.m., has most of the clouds to our south, and keeps us mostly clear, and also keeps New Jersey mostly clear. So this is a different little look. I think you have more of a possibility the further north you are of getting clearer skies. So this is, and then this is the European model, and it brings the clouds in Wednesday. So it's a tricky cloud forecast. That's the bottom line. It really is very tricky. It's very hard to predict what's going to happen with the clouds. We just kind of have to take it and see it right now. But looking at this satellite right now, it seems like most of them should be kept to the south of us. So we should have a decent amount of sunshine tomorrow and Wednesday, especially Long Island, especially western parts of Long Island. Maybe a little more out toward the South Fork and toward the Jersey Shore and south. You can see where the storm is just kind of sitting here. So it's kind of just very interesting to take a look at this stuff. One other thing I wanted to look at here, and I guess I got to pull the weather and hazards map back up before we wrap up this weather update, I want to pull this up because, again, we got more severe weather in Minnesota. It looks like some tornado warnings out, severe tornado watches, severe weather, and then all this red flag stuff. There's very dry conditions with these wildfires again going on. We're going to look at that too as well. I wanted to look at some of the buoys actually. So I wanted to see if we could get some wave readings from this. All right, so wave height. This buoy here, 44025, has a wave height of 11.5 feet. So we are seeing some high waves out there. And let's see this one here. This one does not give us waves. 40017. Let's see if we can get this one. Does not actually have waves on here for whatever reason. But again, they're dealing with some pretty strong winds out there, and you can imagine the ocean's pretty rough. Let me just go to this and we'll show you what's going on. See if we can see any of these smoke from these wildfires on here. Oh yeah, this is the big one in New Mexico right now. We'll put the place labels in. So this is northeast of Santa Fe, north of the town of Las Vegas. There's a town of actually Las Vegas in New Mexico, and these actually are piney woods over here that are burning. So there's actually you can see it's just bone dry over here. There's nothing going on, and this no relief from the strong winds That wildfire risk is going to continue. But you can see, look at that smoke plume there, northeast of Santa Fe. So again, if we look at New Mexico and just Google New Mexico here, show you more about the fires here. So these fires are, forests are burning. It's very sad. There's one from Yahoo News. You can see all the piney woods there. It's a shame. Forests in have for 9 generations have burned. So this is really sad. And this is so seeing. Obviously, these fires are not kind of a healthy. These are unhealthy wildfires. It's been way too dry there. And ponderosa pines are not quite like pitch pines. They're not quite like pitch pines in the fact that they cannot really survive big fires like pitch pines can. It has to be a very low intensity fire for them to survive that. So if we go to New Mexico, go to maps here, and just look at the state of New Mexico and look at these fires here that are burning. And I wanted to bring this up because it's a pretty substantial thing. What's going on? So these you can see here. This one here, it's labeled Angel Fire, or is that a town? But this is the area where these fires are occurring. So here we are, Hermit's Peak Fire, Calf Canyon Fire. So these are where the fires are burning in these areas right here. And again, yes, it is piney woods over here. Go and look. It's all ponderosa pine forest. It's a shame because you can see it's all ponderosa pine forest, but very dry. It's very dry here. And again, these are not like pitch pines in the fact that they don't. If a fire burns through, they're not going to re-sprout like the pitch pines do. But the seeds will. The cones are serotinous. So, well, hopes are that a new forest will grow here. Hopefully, I don't know if this particular spot is being affected, but you can see it's a beautiful, beautiful area. These pines look kind of dry. I don't know why they're kind of red like that. That's not a good sign. Let's see if we can just take this back to a better year. It's January. Let's just look in the winter time so you can see here. It's very dry here, so it's just not a lot of rain. It's a very dry area, and it's a shame to see all these beautiful areas get affected by this. But it is part of what we deal with as we deal with these climate change. We're just not seeing weather patterns move like they're supposed to. And again, a beautiful area here. Hopefully they can save at least some of it because it is beautiful. Looks like the pine barrens, and these are ponderosa pines. They're not pitch pines though. They're not pitch pines. There's quite a difference. Although it doesn't look like it from these pictures, they are very different. They look a lot alike, but they're very different in their fire ecology. They're somewhat different. They don't require fire to, I guess periodic fires are healthy, but it's not like, if you look at the trees, they don't have the epicormic growth, so they don't have that. They don't have the same kind of fire tolerance. So it's a shame. I don't know if this is an area that's burning right now. This is off New Mexico Route 518. But I figured I'd bring this up in the weather update because it is a beautiful area. Oh, this looks like there was a fire here. You can see the tree branches. Oh, yeah, there definitely was a small fire in this spot. I could see that. You could see that there. But I don't think they re-sprout after a fire like pitch pines. That's what I'm saying. So anyway, that's going to wrap up this weather update. Hopefully I can get to see some pitch pines. So, see, it's clear there. That's the thing. They have a lot of clear weather, but it's very dry here. It's a very, very dry environment. Very much like Flagstaff as well. So, but anyway, that's going to wrap up this weather update. Take care, and thank you for watching.